On this episode of How to Do Florida, Chad takes to the skies as we show you how to do hang gliding.
You've landed one of these before, right?
Amazing.
Then Chef Justin's got a new twist on a Sunshine State staple.
We got Florida citrus and fennel salad and red grouper.
And then we're charting a course for adventure as we show you how to be the captain of your own houseboat.
Have fun.
3-hour tour.
I think I got the hang of this.
This is How to Do Florida.
Today on the show, we're going to show you how to do hang gliding. Woo-hoo!
For centuries, humans have always dreamed of flying like a bird. But it wasn't until the 1970s that the conception of the hang glider was perfected. This non-motorized aircraft may have aluminum frame and nylon wings, but most pilots say it's the closest thing to flying like a bird. Surprisingly, Florida has become a very popular destination for this air sport. Sea breezes collide from the Atlantic and the Gulf, making Central Florida one of the most popular places to hang glide. Today, we're heading over to Wallaby Ranch, which is located smack dab between Tampa and Orlando.
Amazing. At over 500 acres, Wallaby Ranch is the largest aero towing facility in the world.
Owner and founder Malcolm Jones got into hang gliding while growing up in Tampa.
Hang gliding's fun, man.
And today, he holds the world record for flying tandem with over 30,000 flights. Step 1, get there early.
You must be Chad.
How you doing, Malcolm? Nice to meet you.
Welcome to the Wallaby Ranch.
I'm so excited.
You know, you're just barely on time.
I know, I'm a little late.
Conditions pick up and it's time to go.
We gotta go?
Yeah, come on over here, have a seat right here.
Right now?
Yeah, have a seat.
I don't know if I'm ready.
I'll show you what this hang gliding thing's all about. Here, let me hold your coffee. Okay, you just relax right there and we'll head off where the gliders are in the hangar, okay?
We're going right now?
Yeah, just relax right there.
Hey, you just poured out my coffee.
We're going flying, baby. I want to get going before the wind picks up. Okay. Left foot right through there. Okay, walk forward, stand straight up. Look up. Cool.
Malcolm's not messing around. He strapped me in, and it's go time.
Let the feet on there. Go ahead and lay down like you're gonna do a push-up. We're just about to experience the most fun you can experience.
Malcolm, who does your toenails?
I usually have the student help me with that.
You think I should take my shoes off? I want Malcolm toenails.
We call it ranch feet.
Okay, how high are we gonna get at? Like 10, 15 feet, you think?
Before I knew it, it was already step 2, time to soar. I have to say, the feeling of not knowing what to expect was the biggest rush.
Oh my gosh.
As the plane lifted us off the ground, the visuals below were stunning as patches of light fog mixed with the morning sunrise. Malcolm has perfected this method of tandem riding, where student and teacher ride side by side as an ultralight plane takes you up to altitudes of around 2,000 feet. This safe and effective system has revolutionized the way hang gliding is introduced to beginners. Once we reached our altitude, Malcolm released us from the ultralight and we were on our own.
Hit the release. He's out of here. Okay, you got it.
Oh man.
Put your thumbs under the bar. Good.
Surprisingly, the ride was very comfortable, and I couldn't get over how quiet it was up there. Malcolm gave me a few quick lessons on controlling the glider.
I'm flying right now, right? I mean, obviously you're here helping me, but I mean, this is essentially what you do.
I've heard the term bird's eye view before. Well, believe me, this is the closest you're going to get to seeing what a bird sees.
It doesn't take a lot of altitude to really have a fantastic view.
For you, what's the most exciting part of this?
Taking other people up and feeling their initial excitement, like your first flight. There's only one first flight.
You're right.
What goes up must come down. And as we got closer to the ground, it was time for us to land this bird.
So you've landed one of these before, right?
Yeah, I've landed one.
This part I was not looking forward to.
Here we come.
Much smoother than what you expect. Just stay in the harness like you were before.
Oh, amazing. Amazing, sir. Thank you so much.
You got it, man.
So Malcolm, give me kind of the fundamentals of what makes up a good glider.
Well, they're all very similar. As you can see, it's basically a triangle shape. You've got a left and right leading edge, a keel, and a crossbar that holds the wings out. The sails are made out of a 4-ounce Dacron, just like a Hobie Cat sail. Okay. And you've got a triangle control bar at the bottom that's also structural, but it's the area where you fly and you hold on to control the glider. You're attached at the center of gravity, and as you found out, they're very sensitive to shifting your weight and changing.
What is this?
That's a ballistically launched parachute. You got a little handle here. If there was ever some sort of catastrophic event, you could pull that handle and you'd have the chute at full line stretch in less than a second. I'm a very cautious dude.
I've raked my toes over your lawn here coming and going off this kite. What do you think about my feet? Do I have ranch feet yet?
No, they're still a little bit white.
Wallaby wannabe. Not there yet. So I want you to put me back in the harness, and because I want you to kind of go through with me how the kite maneuvers in the air. Why don't you bark out some commands and I'll try to reenact them.
I don't know if you're ever going to be able to do it.
Okay.
It takes a certain aptitude.
Well, you need to let me try, though. You need to let me fail and see what happens.
Pull in and go faster. Push out and go slower. Turn right. The other right.
Wait.
What, you guys deal with this every day?
Let's try it again.
All right, turn right. Yeah, that's a problem. He's right. He's got a problem with left and right. If I say that way, you can't be wrong.
Right.
Okay, turn that way. See, there's no wrong. Take number 10. Pull in, go faster. Push out, go slower. Turn right. Hey! He's turning right. Beautiful. I got a phone call to make. You hang right there. I'll be back in a minute.
You want me to hang or want me to dangle?
Just dangle and hang, both.
I love it up here. Malcolm.
Well, after the adrenaline rush of being in the sky all morning, I was so ready for step 3. Breakfast, ranch style.
Breakfast.
So it's fly, then we eat in that order. Is that
Exactly.
a priority?
Exactly.
Flying is a priority?
Fly, eat.
Fly, eat, fly, eat.
Yeah.
You layer it. But this is a big part of the experience, right?
Yeah, oh yeah, we do a big brunch every day, and it's definitely part of the camaraderie.
Chef Justin, avocado smoothie.
All right.
That's good.
Part of the whole experience here. We're big eaters.
After breakfast, Malcolm gave me the shotgun tour of the ranch.
Here's where we do our ground school, right over here.
This is hang gliding you right here.
It's my idea of the ideal classroom, to be honest with you.
Beautiful, beautiful classroom.
This is my daughter's treehouse.
Wow.
And I built that for her when she was 5. It's like the mother of all tree houses, man.
Wallaby Ranch has so much more than hang gliding. On the ranch, you'll find cottages, a pool, rock wall, adrenaline-induced artwork, boardwalks, just to name a few.
So you could bring a family out here, even if you have young kids, mom and dad can go hang gliding. Kids can just have a blast.
Yeah.
I mean, they can play volleyball, they can jump in the pool, a trampoline. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff to do
We
here.
have family after family come down here from up north. It's definitely a unique oasis.
Well said, Malcolm. Well said. An oasis it is. There are very few experiences in life that you keep forever. And as we soared high above Florida, I knew this would be one of them. I always thought of hang gliding as an adrenaline sport. And don't get me wrong, it was really exciting. But it was also one of the most peaceful and uplifting experiences of my life. So leave your shoes at home.
Ranch feet.
Bring your sense of adventure. The ranch's laid-back culture will not only relax you, but will give you a new perspective.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Hey, to learn more about hang gliding, go to our website at howtodoflorida.com.
Still to come, it's the family adventure of a lifetime.
You know, this is not panorama, this is like wrap-a-rama.
But first, Chef Justin's adding a little zing to his famous recipe for Florida citrus red grouper.
Beautiful.
You're watching How to Do Florida.
Chef, no, you didn't. I see citrus and I see grouper.
Oh, yes, I did. We got Florida citrus and red grouper coming up next.
His eye just moved there. I don't think he likes this dish. Chef Justin, seafood workhorse, the grouper. Where would we be in Florida without the grouper? How do we get started?
Let's do it. Okay, well, the first thing, we got our medium hot pan here, and I got my nice little fillet of grouper, a little salt and pepper, simple as that. Sea salt going on, a little bit of pepper going on, olive oil going in the pan, Fillet of fish going in.
And you can tell that fish looks fresh. Look how how clear it is. It looks like it's a really nice piece of fish right there.
Absolutely. All right, so we're gonna make our citrus and fennel salad using all this wonderful fresh citrus that we have. All right, I got my fennel bulb here.
What is a fennel bulb?
I'm gonna trim it off. It kind of has this anise, a little bit of light licorice.
That is really good.
Can you guys smell that out there? It's a great ingredient. I'm just gonna kind of shave this really thin.
Can I taste one?
Continue to trim it a little bit. Shave nice and thin. I got my fingers.
It's got a tinge of black licorice.
Exactly, yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
And we're gonna go right into the mixing bowl with that. And now I have this thing, which is jicama. This is also pretty neat. I'm just gonna carve it around here a little bit.
Can you eat the skin?
No, you don't want to eat the skin. The
Don't eat the
skin has
skin.
been waxed. All right, I'm just gonna make some cuts here.
Okay, sweetie.
We don't even need all this.
Huh? Yeah, it tastes like an Asian pear almost. A
It
little
does kind of, huh? It's time to give this fish a flip.
bit. Flip it towards the cameraman.
Towards the cameraman. Okay, beautiful.
Ooh.
That's what we want. Nice
Yeah.
sear, golden
good.
brown. I'm just gonna cut this in nice, real thin strips here. And always make sure you look at the knife and the vegetable while you're cutting it. Never do this, never,
You're
never.
showing off.
This is going in. We can go ahead and add, I got a little bit of parsley. This is just hand-torn flat leaf parsley. And then our beautiful citrus segments, our Valencia orange.
Can I try one of those just to make
Yeah,
sure
please,
it's citrus?
please. I'm gonna save a couple back just for garnish.
Oh yeah.
And our
That's
beautiful ruby red grapefruit going in. This is gonna give it a nice twang. This is gonna go underneath. A little
Underneath,
bed,
fish
a
on
little
top of it.
seabed. A little bit of olive oil going in, and a little bit of vinegar. This is rice vinegar, very mild vinegar.
So is that a good base for a sauce, olive oil and vinegar? Does that give you kind of, I know she used that quite a bit for just kind of a sauce.
Yeah, you know, I like to keep things real simple. So it is a good base. Fish is looking good.
It's looking good.
It is delicate.
It is nice and delicate.
I'm using my hands here today. The best utensil ever.
That's what the caveman had, right?
That's right.
That was the first cooking utensil.
Make sure to have plenty of citrus around here. Okay, this is done. I'm just gonna lay this right on top of here. Okay, I'm just gonna
You didn't
garnish
like
with
that
a little
last
more
sizzle off
fresh
the pan there.
citrus and a little bit of the green stalk from the fennel. Beautiful. And
Wow.
that's it.
Let's see what this thing has got.
That's right. For this recipe and many, many more, go to howtodoflorida.com.
Can I take him home with me?
Yeah.
Coming up next, Chad gets a crash course on houseboat driving.
Are we okay?
Hold on, guys.
There we go. We're back on course, guys.
Good job.
When How to Do Florida returns.
Hey, we're on the gorgeous St. John's, and we're gonna show you how to go on a family houseboat adventure. Right, guys? Right in the middle of the 310-mile St. Johns River lies a place untouched by time and progress. Crystal clear waters are flanked by ancient live oak, palms, and cypress trees. This is river country. Here, the St. Johns River runs through the second largest lake in Florida, Lake George, and you can immerse yourself in this spectacular place as your own houseboat captain. Step 1, rent a houseboat just east of the Ocala National Forest. The Lake George area is located about 1 hour south of Jacksonville and 2 hours north of Orlando. Here's where I met up with the McNerney family.
I'll tell you what, you guys served up a pretty nice day.
After a long life love affair with the St. Johns River, Captain Andy and his wife started River Adventures, a houseboat rental business. First things first, Captain's son Mike would give me a grand tour.
It's really, really nice in here.
The boat sleeps 8 to 10 comfortably and has all the comforts of home.
All right, let me show you the layout of the boat. We got bathroom right here. This is the master's quarter, we'll call it. This is the main bedroom.
Nice.
Then you got 2 split bedrooms down there.
Okay.
A bathroom here as well with shower. Let me take you out of the front and show you what we got. We start out with the grill.
Ooh, look at this sucker, boy.
Cook some good steaks on that. This is the helm up here, so where you're gonna be running the boat from.
So this is where the magic happens, right here.
This is where the magic happens.
What exactly am I signing here?
This is insurance. You're liable for everything.
Oh boy.
So I felt ready to be the captain of my own houseboat. So all I needed now was a trusty crew.
Attention. Are you guys ready for the cruise?
Yes, sir.
And have fun.
And it didn't take long for the kids to find themselves right at home.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
3-hour tour.
After crossing the T's and dotting the I's, Mike handed me the keys and I was ready for the adventure to begin.
Here we go, we're underway. Everybody on board?
But before I got to head off on my own, Captain Andy spent some time with me overseeing my driving skills. Step 2, houseboating 101.
It's kind of idiot-proof, you know, for the most part. You know, we'll see.
We try to.
To be determined.
We spend about 45 minutes to an hour with our customers and show them all the different things on the boat, take them out, teach them how to run it, make sure we're comfortable turning, you know, this vessel loose with a rookie.
After I got the hang of it,
All right, I think I got the hang of this.
Captain Andy told me we're headed to Silver Glen Springs, where we'd be anchoring in the crystal clear water with white sandy bottom.
You know, this is not panorama, this is like wraparama. I mean, it's like all around you, absolutely spectacular view. And this is the place to be up here.
With my test drive complete, it was time for us to wave goodbye to Captain Andy and his family.
Thank you.
Bye. It was nice meeting you.
Bye-bye, guys.
This was it, the moment I've been waiting for. We were on our own. With the wind in my hair, it was all ahead full to Silver Glen Springs. But I will say, I was a little nervous when I saw how narrow the mouth of Silver Glen was.
Are we okay?
Whoa, hold on, guys. Let's go sit down. Come on.
There we go, we're back on course, guys.
Good job.
We drove the houseboat up to the sandbar and dropped anchor in the clear, sparkling water. Captain Andy suggested we get out in the water to set the anchor deep into the sand.
There we go.
Setting a solid anchor is very important, and we work together as a team to tie down and secure our home on the water.
Hey, Christy, go ahead and tie it off there.
Tie it off, Mommy. I'm wrapping it. Chase, how does that look?
Good job, girl. We did it. We anchored it.
The only thing left to do was dive in and enjoy Florida. Step 3, kick back and have fun.
There we go.
Look at that. Ooh, I got one, Daddy. I got one. Look.
And at the end of the day, it was time to fire up the grill
We got ignition.
and get some houseboat burgers going. And then we bowed our heads and gave thanks for this time as a family in one of the most special places on earth. Houseboating is all about charting your own course and creating a personal island oasis wherever you choose.
You want to dress? All right, girl. Let's see what you got.
It's kicking back and having fun, surrounded by nature,
Guys, look at all these fish.
but with all the comforts of home.
I want to stay.
You want to stay?
I do.
Do you have a good time?
For more information about having a houseboat adventure of your own, go to our website at howtodoflorida.com.
You're watching How to Do Florida. We'll be right back.
Florida truly is a special, special place. A place full of beauty and adventure. Well, that's our show. I hope you learned something, but more importantly, I hope you feel encouraged to get out and do Florida.
For more info on this episode, go to howtodoflorida.com, where you can watch full episodes, bonus material, and all of Chef Justin's yummy recipes. Be sure to check out our Do Florida page, which is our giant list of events and activities all over the Sunshine State. Yeah, you should check it out.
This isn't for speed.
No.
This is for poke.
Yep.
Where would we be as Floridians if we wah, 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 wah?
Hey man, what's going on up here? You're getting a little too close to shore.
No texting and driving? Is that
No
what you're saying?
texting and driving.
I've done some naked tandems, but never with a dude.
Never with a dude?
I want to hang glide naked.
Hey, honey. I'm still alive. I'm back on the ground. You can cancel that policy now. Come on, dude. Let's go. Ranch feet.
Yeah, right there. Oh, yeah, perfect. Yes.